Hey, so tonight I was thinking about maybe going out, hang with my girls, get my face all done up, just to hang out with my peoples. But I don't have nothing else to do, so guess I'll shave my mustache. Let's get this started. Hey, welcome back to Project Trees, guys, where we try to make our makeup better each week. So today we're going in with the Tammy X palette and the Warrior palette from Juvia's Place. Then we're using the Naked palette. This is an oldie but goodie. I think I wanted to put the primer on my face, but I decided to go ahead and show you guys the Tammy X palette again. It's a beautiful palette. It could be used night and day. Now I'm going in and spraying my face with the e.l.f. Mist and Illuminating Setting Spray for a little bit more hydration. And then I am adding my primer in as usual. It's a Tarte primer. It's for my fine lines and my pores. And just creating a flattened base with this so that when I add my foundation, it gives me less texture and an airbrush look with my foundation. Now this is the Sephora foundation in the shade Cafe, and as you can see, it's just a wee bit too dark for me. Just maybe a shade or two too dark, but I'm gonna work with it and I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna add in my Born This Way foundation, and we're gonna lighten that up just a bit so that I have the perfect shade. This is a very hydrating foundation. It's a very good foundation too. So now this is my Born This Way foundation in the shade Cocoa. So as you can see, on one side is my Born This Way, the other side, the Sephora, and you can see how far apart those shades are, but when I put them together, it actually gives me the perfect shade. So when this happens to you, you gotta know how to improvise. I like normal and working it in, bringing it down toward my neck. And now I'm going in with the CoverGirl True Blend. It's lit, and it's in the shade M8. What's going on with my throat? Excuse me, guys. So now I'm adding this concealer onto my cheeks or the high point of my face, on my forehead and everything. I normally don't do a look like this. I like my skin to be even, adding in a little bit of highlighter and blush, but today we're bringing it up a notch. And I encourage you to do that just to see how well you can perfect different looks. And as usual, I'm adding that shade underneath my eyes so that the dark spots, circles under my eye can be blocked out. And then I'm doing this so that after I'm finished, when the light hits my face, it will hit the T-zone and give a nice radiant glow. And I'm bringing it up to the high points of my cheeks. And then I'm going to use the MAC Prep and Prime. I'm adding this so that it's a peachy color. I normally use it to color block, but this time I'm using it in addition to the concealer to highlight my face and bring it up, like I said, a little bit higher. And you know, if you need to adjust things, this is what you do when you're doing your makeup. Now I'm using my Laura Mercier setting powder, which is going to aid in the brightening stage of this makeup. I don't like to put this on too long because I'll start looking ashy and it'll be overkill. So as soon as I put it on, I take it right back off. And it's going to also help so that your concealer doesn't start cracking. Now I'm looking at the shades that are in the Warrior palette. Beautiful, vibrant, different shades of gold and copper. And I just put them on my hand so I could see which one I wanted to use. But I decided to go into the Tammy X palette and use the gold that's in there. For some reason, there's no names on these shadings. I think they both had inserts that might have had the names on it, but as of now, I don't have the names, so yeah. And then I'm going into the Warrior palette to kind of intensify the shadow. And then I'm using that blender brush to blend out the lines. What I'm doing here is using my foundation brush because I got a little bit of the shadow on my nose. And whatever was left on that foundation brush I used to clean off my face. Now I'm going in with a transition color that's like a chocolate color. And that's so that my shadow doesn't have harsh lines of demarcation. You want to make it really subtle and clean. Now I'm going in with a darker shade in that Warrior palette, creating like a halo eye in a dark shade. And this is not over the top, very subtle, but it kicks your shadow up just a little bit. I'm using like a pencil brush so that I can really detail and precisely get that dark shade exactly where I want it to be. And now I'm cleaning off, I brought the shadow out a little too far, and again, I'm using that foundation brush to clean up the edges where I don't want certain parts of the shadow to be shown. I decided to go into the Naked palette instead of the Tammy X palette to use their color black because it has gold flecks in it. I wish you can see it, it's not translating well on the camera, but it's so beautiful and it has little gold pieces in there. And it really intensified the shadow. It's so funny how when you first start putting on your makeup and then you get to a certain stage and it starts looking so beautiful, it just makes you so much more happier, and you can tell that I'm super happy about how it's coming out. Again, I'm going in and blending the shadow out so that it doesn't look so harsh, and where I may have blocked out a little of the gold, you just go back in there and intensify, put a little bit more in where you may have blocked it out by accident. You can always fix any makeup issues that you have, and I love that. A little foundation brush, a little bit of blocking techniques, and you're good to go. And your blending brush is your best friend. Anything gets too intense, you just use the blending brush to fix your mistakes. It's looking so good. Oh, my brows. I totally forgot about the brows, so I had to go off camera and throw them on. I have a little boy brow there. I like natural brows. I don't like the Instagram box brows. I'm using the LeBron's by Artist Couture as a highlighter on my cheeks and down my nose, my forehead, brightening the girls up. And then I'm going in with some Ruby Woo by MAC. Now I already had some lip chap by Tokyo Butter on my lips, so it's giving it a glossy look, and I need to, it's a matte shade and it wasn't matte because of that. So I'm going to find my Kat Von D lipstick. Before I do that, I'm gonna set my makeup with the Hangover setting spray. And then I'm gonna find my shade. Oh, no, I guess not. I guess I'm still working on the highlight. Okay, enough with the highlight. Now I'm getting a shade Nosferatu by Kat Von D, and this is a quick matte lippy. This looks so good. By the time you finish, you'll be so proud of yourself. But you gotta start somewhere. This is the look, guys. Oh, as you know, I have not perfected my lashes yet. So until then, I'm using my Milk mascara and intensifying my lashes. My natural lashes, that is. And the more you use it, the more your lash looks thicker. This is a really, really good mascara. Oh, and then I'm going in with the Black Radiance Raspberry from Voice, is how you say it. This is the final look, guys. I hope you liked it. Please share, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next week on Project Trees.